Hello and good morning. So, I went ahead and, wait a minute, why the hell is it stuck on fast forward? That's weird. Hmm. That is a strange situation. Hang on, let me restart the emulator. It does this sometimes. Sometimes it just gets stuck in fast forward for whatever ungodly reason. But yeah, welcome to a ridiculously early one again. Yeah, don't expect this to be too regular of a thing. Just generally speaking, it's not really something that comes up that often. But okay. So, as far as what happened since last time, we're already in Chapter 2. As far as the party goes, two heavies made it through without mostly without a scratch. Voltaire got taken out once. The casters, one of them got injured, but that's alright. He's just basically the guy with the knife anyway. Archer-wise, I switched these guys around a little bit. Actually, let me go ahead and manual sort these real quick. There we go. Just so that I have two, generally this is what I like to have, but I just have two longbows and one crossbow. Later on I hope to turn the crossbow into a flying unit, so we'll do that at some point. Two healers have gotten through without a scratch. As far as equipment goes, we got a few bits of heavy equipment last time, so yeah, ended up passing that out between the heavies. As well as the fencers here, which I gave Bartholomew here a heavy spear, just so he's got a little bit more punch to him. Let's see, Knopa's still the same. I had him, I only have one set of hardened bracers, so I went ahead and gave that to him. They give a little bit of extra crit, so that's something that he could really make a lot of use of. And yeah, one of the berserkers is dead, the other one's almost dead. That class could be doing better. Well, at least we got a lizard. So the lizard should potentially do some good stuff. Really, I want to have them around until they can learn double attack, at which point I can do fist and axe, and worst case scenario, they can at least poison and debuff. Best case scenario, they might do a good bit of damage out of that. Now, Eshva here did a pretty darn good job last time, so hopefully they will continue holding up reasonably well. I swapped them out for the circlet as opposed to the shorts, just because you can see here, the thing ends up doing a good bit of stuff. Gives them some accuracy. They could use the extra avoidance, quite frankly, but either way, the extra accuracy until I get something like Tremendous on them, or Mighty Strike rather, should be pretty darn good. Alright, moving on. As soon as we try to leave here, we're going to end up getting attacked. Let's double check to see if I have anything new for these guys to use. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and browse here. So we got Wind and Dark. Yeah, nothing new going on there. And I don't think there's anything else other than her skills. Which, by the way, in case you're wondering, yeah, you don't actually keep the same version of her throughout the game. That's actually something I've seen come up several times, and was curious about myself. But yeah, this version, just like it works with Agrius and FFT, this version does not retain her same skills. So she will just suddenly come down with amnesia the moment she leaves the party later. Oh well, what can you do? So, let's go and do this fight right here. Now, we're not going to want very many archers on this one. Casters are somewhat useful. I'm going to stick to my debuff one because I believe Wind has a little bit more range on it. We're going to have Canopus and the Berserker running up the side here. Actually, let's swap those around. Going down the middle, we're probably going to want one heavy and one spear, so we're going to go like that. As far as the other stuff, we're going to want both healers because we're going to be under fire the entire time. And probably stick a fencer on the opposite side as well. That should hopefully do some good stuff. And yeah. We want at least one archer, maybe on this side. I'm going to stick, who is it, Paige? Yeah. Paige is the other longbow. I'm going to stick them on that side. And I'm going to stick probably this guy in, because he's got a pretty good evasive setup. You know what? I almost want to say stick him in the middle, have the other fencer run around the side. Nah, we're going to go like this. We're going to go like this, it's perfectly fine. Alright. Let's do this thing. Yes, it's Aircell, she's all upset. It's like, oh man, you murdered all the dudes, but I wasn't even there, really. We deliberately should have just left like right away. But for some dramatic reason, we decided to sit there and get seen by everybody. It's almost like that was maybe a really bad idea. Anyway, presumably they were all traumatized and crap. We're like, oh no, we can't leave. It's like a train wreck, except it's a town on fire. Normally you'd think, okay, this town's on fire, it's pretty intense, fire burns real hot, like, we're gonna go ahead and leave right out of this place, but no. His plan was a little bit different. Okay. Yeah, this does seem like the better way to do it. This way I can have the two fighters branch off into different directions. Probably have one go after the flying guy, the other one maybe go elsewhere. Unfortunately, I haven't picked up HP infusion on those guys yet. I'm not 100% sure if they can even have it yet, but it's something that's very useful to have. We're at about the maximum as far as XP goes up to this point, so I can't really say anyone's really under-leveled. It's just generally they're under-equipped and under-skilled. I mean, skill-wise, they're actually doing okay, I guess. It's just, yeah, their equipment is definitely not up to complete scratch at this point. We'll start noticing we're going to have to go and shut down units a lot more. But the plus side of it, we get to see a lot of cool stuff progress from this point forward. So anybody that makes it through, I'm going to say... By the way, I'm actually going to move the wizard up here to let him tank a little bit. Yeah, that's reasonable. So yeah, everybody that survives past Chapter 2 generally tends to have really, really good skills once all is said and done. Now, unfortunately, since we're stuck with basic healers here, the odds of getting Regenerate are pretty low, but I believe I've seen that get dropped a few times around mid-Chapter 2, so it's a possibility. Very real possibility. Yeah, even these warbows are doing, or rather, longbows are doing about 20. So yeah, definitely a sharp drop-off as far as bow damage goes. This is when all the heavy weapons start mattering a lot. Definitely more so than you may expect them to. On top of that, this Berserker seems really good with that fist, actually. I might go with a bit of a different setup than I thought. I might even go double fist. That definitely sounds... It sounds plenty wrong, let's go with that. Okay. This is a tile that doesn't actually end up... Yeah, this almost never happens. Now, I could... There's a couple options here. I could move him here and go for the poke. What I want to do is actually going to be that, because I move him there, get a little bit of damage on her. Ideally, I get these two isolated. The bird still has freedom of movement, but as long as we get this one isolated, you know, Denam can start working on them. At some point, they're going to move somebody there. At some point, they will then later move that unit away, but it still allows us to control this center area. I'm going to move some units around the side during that time, so, you know, ultimately this tile right here will stop being relevant. And, yeah, these guys are moving around the side here. So if you end up getting locked in, just like, if you end up getting stuck in the middle, that's usually the thing that ends up killing me on this map. So I'm going to go over here, go for the poke, just because these bulges are pretty darn fantastic. Go ahead and up his hit chance here. Which is really less for the hit chance, more for the stun. So 100% stun off his next hit. Which, by the way, I should clarify because somebody was asking this last time. It's not the Fated Circle ability that actually causes the stun. All the Fated Circle does is gives a 100% chance to hit, which also gives a 100% chance to proc. So proc is a programmed random occurring chance. There we go. Got a free recruit out of it. They might even be a heavy. We'll see. But we get some extra Berserk experience out of it. It's good stuff. Yeah, okay, so we get another Fist unit. Apparently these Fist Berserkers are just all over helping us for some reason. So we're going to want to probably recruit Birdman over there. This is probably the best opportunity we're going to get as far as recruiting birds goes. Do I have anyone that can even do that, though, is the question. Let's see. Yeah, you don't. These guys are relatively new, so I kind of doubt they can do it. But yeah, you've got Cokes, if I recall. Yes. And then Mr. Birdman over here, you've also got Cokes, don't you? Yeah. So she's not packing any lizards this time. I know what to do. We're gonna go ahead and try to lure him into the back. I'm gonna put Reinhold in... God dang it. Did it again. I'm starting to wonder if that's actually my controller, not me, because I don't think I'm doing the taps any differently. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to move him over here and have him face this direction. On top of that, we're going to go ahead and injure him a little bit. Hopefully this hits. It's unlikely, but it's worth a shot. And we're going to move forward, and I guess we're going to take this tile. It's a little bit risky, but I'm hoping they're preoccupied enough that that shouldn't be an issue. So there we go. We got an extra unit on top of what we should already have at this point. So it's at least something. But we've got 3 healers, so I'm not terribly concerned in this particular instance. You know, we'll deal as we'll deal. Okay. And you snipe this guy a little bit. Thank you. Absolutely perfect. So he's going to pop on Hopongo now. All of the archers, as long as he does this, hopefully the archers will all target him. I say every time that Canopus is just by far the best skirmisher. He's also the best evasion tank, as far as I'm concerned. There are obviously going to be better ones that are more specialized towards that role, but I mean, for most of the game, he's going to be the premier evasion tank. Can you please hit this guy? Thank you. That is absolutely ideal. Now, I need you out of archer range, so you go back here. Now, here's hoping Birdman decides to go fly to the back there. Yeah, honestly, even if he went for the kill here, I'd still probably leave that situation as it is. Okay, and actually, let's start working on the other one. It should be noted there's a rare opportunity here to pick up a unit that we technically can't have, because I'm assuming the other one is a warrior here. Which, if that's the case, I'll probably swap them out for something else. But for one fight, we'd have a unit that's technically impossible. So yeah, warrior units, there's something that the birds could originally have. And yeah, they still have it. That's something that will be changed once the battle data, I guess we can call it an update, ends up being completed. So yeah, for the time being, there's still potentially an opportunity to cheese the hell out of that. Now, I'm going to have Scrooge start moving this way. He didn't get that that faded circle on him. There's still a chance for a stun here. Worth a try. But he's going to go ahead and put an Aegis on this guy, which I forgot to mention. I picked up Aegis on him. I don't know why I even bothered to pick up Phalanx, because he can't even kind of use it yet. It's actually a good little ways from using it. He just needs to have a Rampart Aura on him, plus he needs to buy another slot. So that's probably another battle or two, but we'll see. Alright, so he's going to go here just so he can mess with both the birds. Let's see, 43, 41. And yeah, we're going to go into lag view, as I like to call it. Here, get you tornadoed. Go shoot that dang tornado. And no one knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, we still have exorcists, so that's all well and good. Yeah, probably one of the couple of things that can actually end this run prematurely is losing all exorcists. It's not going to be a complete death at that point, but it's going to be a lot riskier. Meaning that pretty much Phorampa becomes completely locked off at that point, so if at any point, we need to go get any extras, or we need to go try for crafting books or something like that, we'd basically be kind of SOL on that one, because there's usually a map on almost every bonus area that has zombies on it, and honestly, unless you've got enough area control to be able to completely get rid of all of them, it's just one of those things that's not going to really end up happening. Is it likely? Not really, considering that there's holy water as an actual item now, so reasonable chance of that getting dropped. Also, by the way, his bow rank just went up because he got shot in the face with one. Absolutely love that. Alright, go axe that guy a little bit. The weather improved a slight bit. That's nice, I suppose. These archers are still going to be really oppressive. There we go. Let's come through and give this lady a little bit of a poke. Pretty har-har. Actually, there is a decent chance Denam can run up, hit her, and then we might have another healer. So that's an idea. You've got Tremendous. Now, the nice thing about Tremendous is because you know for a fact what the crit damage will be. So sometimes if you take a regular shot and you don't really want them to get crit killed, just take a tremendous so you know exactly how much damage you're going to do. Alright, that guy's going to go for a leaf, that's fine. Ooh, that gives Denam the opportunity to possibly hire him. Okay, so Canopus is going to be fine. Going to heal up the Berserker a little bit. Go, and let's move you up tiles here. Maybe a little bit of movement. Unfortunately, I wish I hadn't moved an Alta there. Yeah, that... God, that is disappointing. That is exactly where I didn't need him to be. Smack, stun. You want to join us now? No. Okay, whatever. So he's just going to wait a moment. She's going to move and take this ground tile and go for a little bit of a heal. Probably should go for an Innervate, but I'm not... I hadn't really factored that lady into plans here, so... She's just kind of an extra. If she doesn't move, she doesn't move. Whatever. Okay. At this point, you need to go punch this guy. He's already poisoned, so we don't have to worry about that. And there we go. So healer is kind of sort of locked in now. Not necessarily all the way, but it should be enough where Denam can go and try to get her later. If she ends up healing other guys, I'm, again, not terribly worried about that. Ah, god dang it. I was really hoping that he would move right before Mr. Reinhold did. But such is not to be the case, it would seem. Now, I want her, ideally though, I want her at somewhat low health, but not low enough to get her killed off, so... I'm gonna re-up his everything here. There we go. Fair enough. Yeah, unfortunately she's going to heal up the birdie. Just stay there. Yeah, there's really no actions for you to take, so just take a step forward. Let's see, I think there's a small chance the caster might be able to move before the bird. Or no, he would need to get a slow off. Dang it. Oh well. So this is why we picked up Berserk. Generally speaking, this is why I like to get Berserks two-handers, or just like Western two-handers. Just because they'll be a lot better at using that in particular. But well, I say a lot better. They're just more accurate. I mean, the accuracy bonus goes a long way with them. If you end up giving them something like a circlet, it ends up doing the job pretty well too. Since there are dedicated accuracy items, so there's that. Alright, I'm gonna move here. And just kind of leave you right there. Yeah, let's go for harassing these archers a little bit. Perfect. Alright, come on, Denam. You know you want a pet birdie. You always wanted a pet birdie! Oh wow, those odds suck. What about the other guy? Not so much. Blocked off by the knights. Want to go for that chance anyway? I mean, to be fair, I was just rewatching an old video with the ferry run back in the very first part of that run, and yeah, so it was back in Night of Lotus there, and right on the very last boss, I was going and trying to show like, oh yeah, look, one of these random enemies, you know, they've got like a chance to nearly one-shot pretty much anybody here, but they've only got a 1% chance to hit, so it's just fine, and then they counter and hit that 1%. That was pretty great. Funnily enough, I don't think they're even the one that ended up getting killed off at the end. Also, yeah, it's like they know about the recruit here. Because they're just sitting there like, yeah, no, there's no way they're ever gonna let us... Wait, whoops. That's not what I want to use. I want to use my wind move. But yeah, there's no way they're gonna let us not join. Oh yeah. Well, ended up missing the birdie. Crap. What do we do here? Okay, just harass the healer some more. Crap. Not what I meant to do, but hopefully she dropped one of her abilities. Please, please, please be a regenerate. One can hope, anyway. Yeah, Berserker, you just get out of here. Right now, you're really not needed. just gonna harass the just harass those guys. Now, on the off chance you dropped a healing ability, what is this? Okay, we got a lifeline, got some crafting items. See, the nice thing is, you may be saying, oh yeah, you know, those are just like friggin' herbs or whatever. It's not terribly exciting, but bear in mind you can still make any healing items. So, crafting is completely fair game. So you get the materials to be able to make healing items. So there is still the opportunity for getting them. It's just a matter of I have very limited resources in doing so. And that's one of the fun parts of this run. That's just kind of allocating resources to see how exactly, you know, what kind of items you can get, kind of things you can deal with. And before anybody mentions it, no, orbs are not a thing in this run. That is to say, One Vision actually does not let you use orbs the way you used to before. Oh god dang it! Let me go and hire your friggin' birdie. What is your problem? I'm gonna just talk to this guy to try to get the skill up a little bit. So I'm pretty sure he should be pretty close to rank 2 at this point. But yeah, orbs are definitely neutered from their original version, and that they're not exactly a pocket nuke anymore. Let's go probably right here. Yeah, so they're not a pocket nuke anymore, they're literally just a crafting item. All of their abilities got reassigned to other places. So, for example, all of their like big old boom moves got reassigned to cursed weapons. So if you get one of those, you know, you basically get unlimited uses of whatever one of those things you want. But up until then, you can't exactly spam them, which is good. Because yeah, let's be honest, once you got those, you could basically buy your way through any fight if you ever screwed yourself over. Which was a little bit dumb looking. Hello there, Mr. Cowman. Whatever sound a bagel makes, it makes like a crunchy sound, like a kind of sound generally. You know, all those bagel sounds. I wonder if anybody out there is a professional bagel impersonator. Seems like a job I'd like to have. What kind of pay that would have? Probably not good enough to really justify it, but oh well. It's worth a try. You know what? If there was an opportunity to be a friggin' professional bagel impersonator, I absolutely would do it. So, how's your day going today so far, Mr. Cowman? So far so decent? So far so acceptable? One of them type dealies? Alright, you know, I'm just gonna have the healer move up here. Funny part is, until I get augments, there's really no reason to have them practice their healing. But once we get augments, they are just gonna be throwing around heals like it's going out of style. But yeah, let's go ahead and punch down these knights. I don't really need any more knights, but I'm gonna try to recruit them. Okay, this is about as perfect as this situation's getting. Come on, please join us. Please get bound. Okay. There we go. So now we need to de-poison that guy. He can't move. So we can potentially just keep trying to talk to him. It's about as, like I said, it's about as good as those odds are going to get. If you're wondering, by the way, why the shank did 1 damage, so all of the starter equipment, all of it is just under the threshold to get past most of the armors. Once you get past any like level 4 type stuff, so pretty much just 1 upgrade off of the basic stuff, you're usually going to be able to use it for a very, very long amount of time. So yeah, like even this very basic hammer still lasting through Chapter 2, though we should have gotten rid of it ages ago. But what can you do? Yeah, very low odds of actually recruiting these guys. I'm not expecting much out of it. But, you know, still worth a try nonetheless. Yo, come on, just get rid of the knights. Birdie, you just do your thing, man. Just do your thing. Now, funny part is you don't cause them to lose loyalty whenever you're talking to them. Usually, whenever they deny you, they're gaining extra loyalty on top of what they already have. I don't know if that also means you can boost your own unit's loyalty by talking to them repeatedly with 0% chances. It seems like a thing that might work, actually. But I've never actually tested it to confirm that it works. So there we go. Knight guy is now screwed. Let's go ahead and just blink a couple shots down at this lady. Go ahead and pick this up just so that they can't. Alright, another warbow. I think I'm probably good on those, but, you know, it's nice to have. Alright. Let's see, Archie, fantastic. Let's just have you finish this guy off. Don't even chance him recovering somehow. Perfect. Please join us, Birdman. Come on. Please join us. We've got cookies. Come on, you know you want to join us. Okay. So they're injured. Let's move him back. I think Denham might be able to try to recruit her too. Okay, we've got a Knight's Mark, we got a Silver in case we need to transfer skills. So Silver is unique in the other, in terms of consumables and all that kind of thing, in that if any of your characters die, you can use that to transfer all of their skills before their level ups to somebody else. So it's kind of a convenience feature. So for example, if you have somebody that's like rank 4 in Spears or something, but they're almost at rank 5, they would just transfer over rank 4 with no level ups past that. So I was gonna consider just banning that feature outright for the purpose of this run, but it really affects so little that I figured, what the hell, let's just leave it in there. Worst case scenario, it's a bit of a convenience feature. I mean, there's already enough limitations on this run. But personally, I just want to keep it on there because I know for a fact I'm gonna have a lot of rogues that don't end up making it, and I'd rather keep their steel skill on hand, which is exactly what that's there for. Just because they added ranked abilities and they added weird stuff that you could do with those ranked abilities, and they wanted you to have the option to actually keep those abilities if the unit died. Okay, so his rank went up. Oh well, get dead. This way I at least get a few extra points on him, rather than her just kind of dying from poison and that's it. Now, I haven't confirmed this, and I've been told it's maybe not the case, but they always seem to gain a little bit of extra experience for their respective weapons whenever they get a kill. We'll see. Come on, please join us, Birdman. Like, I'm just gonna keep trying that until it's 1%. Really, there's no reason not to. Come on, please move left. Thank you. Okay. So, what do we do with you? Please don't crit. Perfect. Everybody else, just sit tight. Actually, just collect your respective bags so the AI doesn't feel douchey. Okay, another hammer, another silver, another Knight Mark. We can potentially get a whole bunch of knights. I should note that over-leveling a class, I'm pretty sure that, well, it does work in the original version. It won't do us much good in the mod. Just because, yeah, in general, they're just not going to be super overpowered. So they're going to be slightly more powerful, but it's not really going to be enough to make a difference. So overall, we'd just kind of be stunting our options, and that's about it. Okay, Wizard will embrace sadness, probably. Like, oh man, Birdie don't want to be my friend. But I want Birdie to be my friend. I like to think he has a southern accent for some reason. Please, Birdie, one of you join us. 47%. Surely. Surely that is for... Yes! Got us a Birdie. Actually, I'm gonna have, oh, crap, they took out my friggin' healer. I might have to forego that second Birdie, in fact. Alright. Oh, he's a fencer, too. Nice. By the way, I should mention, they're actually called Spellblades in the mod. I just really like calling that class fencers. So I'm going to leave him as he is, just in case this guy decides to go try to finish him off. Actually, you're going to move over here. Maybe one of our fencers can get over there and give you a Fated Circle. Poke. Injure her a little bit. In fact, I might just evac the healer. Give us a little bit more time to get that other Birdie. Because, yeah, Denham's at rank 2 now, so his odds should be a bit higher for hiring the guy. But we'll see. Poke. Okie-dokie. You go here. Can't talk to the guy, and yeah, your odds are significantly higher. Yes! Okay, perfect! Perfect. Denham is the ultimate recruiter. And that is exactly why you want your recruits to be ranked up. Because you can finally use it at range. So if anyone's ever wondered, like, hey, this thing shows infinite range, but I can't use it ever, it's like 0%. Yeah, that's because this is the exact system the original used, it just constantly showed infinite range instead of actually telling you what it could actually do. So it was always, like, maximum effectiveness at 1 tile, and then it expanded to 2, and then 3, and then 4, and you could get it up to, I believe, 8 tiles. And then by the 8th tile, you basically had default effectiveness, but your very first tile, you were practically guaranteed to recruit somebody. And that's basically what, there's this cheat out there that does, what is it, like just 100% guaranteed no matter what. And I believe what that actually does is overranks the skill to make it so that you can recruit anybody on any tile. That cheat does not actually work with, well, it does work with the mod, but you are still limited in terms of range. Okay, now let's do a driving cut, hopefully get a slow off on her. Nope. I say hopefully. If the skill hits, or if any finisher hits, you are guaranteed to get the effect now. Rather than the previous of like, oh yeah, it's some random chance. Everything's a random chance. There's no guarantees on anything, and it was a little bit frustrating. Item won't really do us much good here. Okay, whatever. Just sit here, you go this way. No matter what, even if we have to spend a stone, like I'm gonna have these two here just in case she needs to be evac'd. I assume we'll be able to win the fight without it. But yeah, we're not gonna be losing a cleric. Because like I've said before, clerics are basically worth their weight in gold in this one, because they're, well, exactly what it seems like they'd be. But they're one of the only renewable healings that we actually gain access to for now. Once we get Swordmasters, that'll be a different story. Once we get more Knights going, that'll be a different story. But we still need them for their exorcism, still need them for their debuff removal. They are very, very, very handy. And yeah, recently was doing that other one. The long and short of it, that run obviously ended up failing it, but when it comes to whether or not healers are overpowered, they really don't feel that way. Because even when you completely replace them with offensive units, you're still getting about the same result. Just because anybody can use item heals for a very similar amount of healing, it's just a matter of actually keeping up with the skill. Alright, so recruit everybody. Hell yes on you guys. Join our dudes. Alright, what can we make you guys? So you're Spellblade, you're Fighter. You know what? I might just leave him as that because there's, you know, realistically there's nothing I can do to change it. So yeah, upgrade you to a Gladius. And I'll, let's see, what can he be from what we know? Wizard, Cleric, Beast Tamer. I want to make him into a Swordmaster. So this guy will be just doing this until he becomes a Swordmaster, and I'm actually going to equip him accordingly. So he's going to be downgraded to light stuff. And they can't use shields, I don't think. So right, actually no. We're just going to leave that shield on him. I don't remember if they can use light shields or not. I don't think they can. But okay, whatever. It's a very minor bonus. It's not going to make a huge difference. But she is going to finally get the equipment that she always wanted. Namely, something respectively protective. There we go. And now it should be after this next fight. That's when we should unlock crafting, and that should definitely open up some options. Alright. So, this one... Alright, that's Raybomb. Okay, we're gonna want all the archers for this one. Yeah. All three of them. Let's get... probably you up in front. Okay, you're gonna lead the charge. You're gonna be the second you. Now let's get him in for some experience. What else? Okay, we're gonna want... let's move you back. Both healers in here, and then what else? There, no. I think I wanna, yeah, get these casters in here. So get you in here, and... say you. Alright. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, Zapan. Man, So, I know I mention this every time, but this guy is one of the most back-and-forth characters. Just, it's not that his actual character is back and forth, it's just that his circumstances are completely back and forth. So, like, in this route, so currently we're on Chaos. I plan to switch it over to Neutral down the road. But you basically have Law, Neutral, and Chaos that you end up going through, and this applies to pretty much all of the games. All the games in the series, that they just kind of run off a very similar system in that regard. By the way, I'm going to try to take out that guy on the left, mostly for his materials. Potentially going to put this caster at risk, but that'll be fine. Worst case scenario, we can just get him out of here. But yeah, if we can potentially get rid of those octopi, that'll be pretty darn good. We might get some seafood out of them. They don't actually drop seafood, but down to 25%. How about that? But they do potentially drop some beast items, which I might need for crafting later. Okay, crossbow is out of range. What if you take a dip? You're just within range? Yes. How about that? Double 25% we're up. But anyway, so like I was saying earlier, basically the plan is to have everybody switch over to neutral later. But this guy, in Chaos, he's just like he's just the generic bad guy you see in everything. He's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm off to go kidnap some dudes and go get paid and all that sort of thing. And that's his entire character. And then if you end up going for Law, which is just basically you follow orders in every possible instance, which tends to be the way more genocidal run. But yeah, if you end up doing that one, instead he's just like a happy-go-lucky guy that's constantly finding himself in really bad situations. Which does still apply to both versions, I should probably mention. Because this route, or let's see, in this one he ends up surviving. If you end up going neutral, let's see, if you end up going neutral, he ends up repeatedly trying to kidnap your sister, at which point he eventually succeeds and gets killed off. Let's see, in full Chaos, I believe he's killed off by, yeah, he's killed off a little bit earlier. And then in Law, he actually can join you in a couple separate occasions. It's like, if you see him the first time, it's just he's surrounded by a bunch of dudes. It's like, yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine, don't worry about it, I don't need any help. And he lasts, like, a single round, if you actually do that. But then if you end up saving him, find out, like, oh yeah, we're on the same side. So you have the option to just not even hire him at that point. Which is hilarious, because it's actually the optimal way to go, because he ends up coming in with some better equipment down the line. But, okay, ramble done, ramble done. Let's see, go for more octopus action. There we go. 700 was too cheap? Exactly. Except we have an entire party of Gafgarians. Actually, you can basically get what is supposed to be the Gafgarian class in this. Because the Dark Knight was supposed to be like a mix, or rather the Terror Knight was supposed to be like a mix of the Dark Knight and the Terror Knights from the original games. Namely, they were originally just a debuff unit, so they were supposed to be just like a kind of a crappy frontliner. Their overall stats really sucked. I mean, especially for a heavy unit, their defense was near non-existent. But they gave a really good debuff. So, for example, if they were standing next to a guy, they scared him. They were just there to mess with morale. And that worked a lot better than you'd think. So, hang on, whose turn is coming up? Denam's turn. That guy, yeah, okay. We're gonna mess up his movement here. Hopefully, anyway. Let's get you knocked in the water. Okay, no, I guess she has steadfast or something. But anyway, so yeah, when they remade them for this one, they gave them health stealing abilities, they gave them MP stealing abilities, they gave them TP stealing abilities, which is, if you see that the bar on the right, it's just basically your bar that allows you to use certain skills. So all of that was really cool and everything, except they kind of forgot to make sure that most of them worked. So when you had your different attacks and everything else, their health stealing move was potentially devastating under the right circumstances. Like, if you went and you set them up for a complete caster build and everything else, they could hurt real bad with that thing. The only downside was there was almost no equipment that actually boosted their casting stats. So yeah, early on you had the Baldur set, which ended up becoming obsolete in every way, shape, and form. I would say, what's it, like, friggin' 10 minutes after you get it? Even if you ended up upgrading the stuff, it just didn't last you a very long time. And then after that, they had to wait, I want to say like up until the very end game before they actually got anything that would do anything good for them. So their health sealing ability usually only did 1 damage, is what I'm trying to get across here. But yeah, the guy that was supposed to be the Geth carrying class turned out to be the absolute most jokes class in the entire game, if you ask me. Because they were slow, they were weak, they were pretty much pushed over like dang tinfoil, and yeah, not very impressive. Is the main takeaway there. But here's the thing: they got remade in the mod, and wow, yet another 25%. Must be having a really lucky day here. Yeah, so they got remade on the mod, so now they will always steal 20% health with that ability. My caster moving before the Terror Knight, he will. Okay. Perfect. Let's move you here. Do nothing. Yeah, you just attack. But yeah, in terms of Hatless Thief, by the way, his equivalent, and it's actually a meme that's come up in terms of like somebody actually had to go and they got paid to go make that one thief that ends up throwing down the money, or throwing down his hat, I should say. Holy crap! What the hell am I doing? He has cokes. All right, we need to pick up these lizards. Definitely need to pick up these lizards. All right, this guy's gonna sit there ruining movement continuously. Go for the caster. That's fine. Can you finish this guy? Thank you. Good. He's gonna go smack this thing. He's gonna go recruit this guy, and he does not have recruit because that's the wrong guy. Dirt. Oh well. So it's funny. They end up using that hat throwing animation exactly once. By a similar vein, they have a guy named Diebold in this. We actually should see him because we're on neutral. But he's the only one that has the ability to take off his helmet. Never comes up again. Like, he's just the one guy that they went out of the way to give him this whole helmet reveal scene. Because the dude's a zombie. Like, he's he's against his will, he's just a zombie. And it's funny, the whole plotline with zombies and everything else, I never realized how prevalent it was in this series. Until recently, been playing OB64, and it's like a full-on game mechanic that you don't want your units to become zombies. It's funny how that works. I move you kind of close there. What are your odds? Basically none. Gotta go ahead and heal this guy, because he's probably going to need it. There we go. Page, I'm just going to have you take out this TK. Oh no, because I want to get a TK. I know he's probably going to drop the class marks for it, but I want to get one of those. There. You. Oh, that defense, though. It's either this guy's come in with a 3-piece heavy set, or... Please be a hoplite. Yeah, it's too early for hoplites anyway. Oh well, one can dream. You're wondering why I'm excited about a hoplite? They're very, ooh, whoops. Sorry for shooting you in the back of the head. I'm not sure if they sell those cards somewhere, but you're probably gonna need one. But you sit and do nothing. Yeah, you're doing your job pretty well. Continue doing it pretty well. How loyal is this lizard? Let's see, not openly... Okay, good. This guy friggin' hates his boss. Perfect. So, he can't really move anywhere either, so perfect. He's just gonna sit there. Right, Mr. Casty Face. How about putting a slow on this guy? Nifty. Alright, you need to heal our frontline fencer up there. And just in range. This should just about top him off. Perfect. You know, it's funny, that whole secondary scaling heal type situation. It, funnily enough, creates a situation where you never really know exactly how much you're going to heal, which I like. Yeah, I personally really appreciate that. It's not really randomized or anything, it's just slightly different. And he got himself killed. Or no, he's at 1. Okay, Denam might be able to pull that off, actually. Okay, tremendous shot. You need to weaken that lizard. Is breached? Yeah, she's not getting past his armor, though, so the breach doesn't really do very much. Whatever. Come on, join us, dude. You know you wanna... Hell yes. Okay, we got a TK. Even if he ends up getting taken out, at least we have one. And yeah, that's about all he can do this turn. Let's have you go start... I think this is in really good shape, actually. Let's have you start working on this one. And to completely block in that lizard on the left. Hewing at the lizard. Of course he's going to block. Not the end of the world. Well. Yeah, more Beast Hide. I'm really glad that plan worked out. If you're wondering why exactly I'm excited about Beast Hide, it's used for a lot of different upgrades. Not necessarily upgrades, but more side grades. So it essentially allows the options for things like longswords and things like that, which are very nice to have. Okay, gonna do almost no damage here. It's a real dang shame. Drop a little bit of a regen on himself. Here. Yeah, you go heal our new TK friend. As I repeatedly misclick on heal. God dang, why do I keep messing that up somehow? It's kind of a wonder. I mean, those have to be some pretty darn low odds. Keep doing it somehow. This shot will likely miss, but go for it. Funny part is, you can kind of start getting a sense for how exactly the targeting will work. Like this thing, technically it's hitbox. It goes up to the tile right above it. So as long as that tile is touchable. So firing between these two was kind of the question there. Because it's an exact diagonal, they probably would have been able to fire directly between. So I figured, whatever, worth a shot. Let's give this guy a little bit of a whop. There we go. Seems like that's going to be doing the most damage to him. Especially since we don't really... I don't think we have a harden on anyone. That's why you need to get rid of fear. So fear is going to be a bit of a scary effect. You recruit this knight. You want to be our friend, lady? Small chance, but worth it. Go for it. Dang it. And here, I thought it was possible. You're going to go for this. If you're wondering why I'm not going for a fearful impact, it's not a good idea. Basically, you can't recruit anybody once they're scared. So if they're scared, charmed, asleep, anything that would normally prevent somebody from being in their right mind, they won't be able to actually be recruited. How about y'all stop blocking all my hits? How's that sound? I was kind of, I was kind of wondered if it was slightly racist that all the lizards have African names. But, oh well. I don't know if that's slightly or extremely, but whatever. I don't think they intended it. I think it's just more, this sounds sort of lizard-like, I guess. But oh well. Hand axe. Okay, he's got a small chance. This guy's loyalty is pretty low, so... I know I'm reducing his future odds, but I figured might as well take a shot there. Heal up our dude. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I see how it is. Apparently when we go and we nail all of our 25%. God forbid we try to nail a 40. That's not allowed. Or hell, a dodge a 60%. Well, we've been missing all the 40% dodges. We've been missing all the 40% attacks. So far, almost every single 25% hit somehow. Those numbers are fun. Very fun. Now, it should be noted, one of the main reasons I'm actually going and trying to pick up lizards and things like that this time, is in case we get all the way to Chapter 4, I definitely want to be able to have a lizard gunner. It seems like a strange choice, but they're very, very good. Normally, the main drawback of gunners is the fact that they have ridiculously sucky defense and vitality and everything else, but yeah, you make a lizard into one, and their offense drops down a little bit, but they're way bulkier. Or at least reasonably bulkier. I like to feel that they're bulkier. Good. To 2 health. That should basically be a shoo-in at this point. Here. He's going for the stun and going for the recruit here. Can't go for the recruit. Maybe next turn he'll be able to go for the recruit. Come on, join us. You know you want to. Dick. What a dickhole. Keep this guy healed up, please. Yeah, if not for his positioning, this would have been a much more complicated fight. And yeah, there's certain tiles that I'll definitely be looking for in a lot of these maps that will kind of give me a lot more control than would normally be available. So specifically, if you have a guy right there, you kind of force them to go all the way around them. Especially if you can get somebody with Rampart Aura on there, they'll just repeatedly get themselves stuck. It's good times. And drop another slow on him. Didn't work. It's all well and fine. Come on. Join us. Yeah, that goes down by 3% every time we try it. Come on. One of these 50% will have to go eventually. Hang on, how do you stay there? Hammer. Join us. Join us. Dang it. Why does nobody want to be our friend? I mean, we're clearly winning this fight. I mean, if your option is basically, hey, go die fighting for this drunk, or, go fight some crazy God War type situation. I mean, one of them's at least awesome. I don't think anybody wants to sit there hanging out with a drunk all day. Been through that experience. It really, really sucks. Like, as far as movies loving to portray it as, like, oh, look, they're happy and they're drunk and it's all fun, like, not, oh yeah, no, they're staggering around at 4 AM and they just went and friggin' attacked a lamp. Oh yeah, now they crapped in the middle of the living room. Yeah, they don't show that part. Yeah, let's just say it's looked down upon for a reason. Okay. Cute. And that right there is why I want to make Denam a priest later. His stats aren't amazing for it, but it would essentially allow for having a healer and exorcist as the main unit. I could potentially go in and make Denam into a cleric now, but I feel like it's just better off as a knight for the time being, just because Aegis is really good. Come on, Canopus. Make it happen. Eventually. Eventually we'll have friends. Oh, hang on. One moment. Go check on something here. Alrighty, and I'm back. Sorry for the slight delay there. Happens sometimes. But yeah, wanted to go double check on my kiddo real quick. Turns out it was a false alarm. Constantly have this, this whole thing of... So, okay. So when kids first learn to start rolling over, they have a bunch of different stuff that they may start doing. And one of the funnier results of that whole thing is when they... I guess it could be seen as funny or it could be seen as... I guess a bit of a downer some days, especially if it happens all night. But where they'll just like roll over and then panic because they rolled over. And especially if they roll over, you know, drop their pacifier if they had one, and then they're like, oh crap, where'd my pacifier go? Why am I upside down? It's just, I don't know, there's just something hilarious about baby freakouts. Just regardless of circumstances. There we go. This guy should join now. Look at that, 49%, come on. Surely that's a guarantee, it definitely didn't fail 2 times earlier. What is wrong with you people? What part of 50% do you not understand? It's like as high as friggin' high gets, but whatever. Actually, I think the highest recruit chance I've ever seen was, I want to say like 83%. And that was somebody with absolutely no loyalty, with like, I think rank 4 recruit or something like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think, I forget if it increases your... Oh, come on! All the rest of them have been joining with like 20% or something. These guys just aren't having any of it. Rude. Absolutely rude. Oh well, oh well. Okay. just watch one of these cases, it'll be something like 2% or something and they'll end up joining. It definitely seems to be one of those kinds of fights. Yeah, plus side, he's not taking too much damage here. Like overall, damage is pretty much under control. In fact, I'm not really sure there's anything they can do to still win it. We're just kind of going for a recruit fest here. Alright. You shave off any remaining health on these guys or something. No, they're about as low as they reasonably can be before dying, so... not even that's an option. If I can get both these lizards, that would be the best outcome I can hope for. Might want to go for her. Maybe. So, that guy back there, by the way, the whole reason that I wanted to get a Terror Knight is actually these guys. Somehow I recall I was able to actually recruit this particular one last time, I think. Not certainly positive on that, but the thing is, ogres are weirdly good. It's way better than I would probably hope they would be. Where does it show that? Well, it just says Umbra, but whatever. Neutral, chaotic, everything else, none of that seems to matter too much in this one. It's funny, it's the only one in the series where that just doesn't seem to matter that much. I think it affects how likely they are to join you. And I know it affects... Oh, there we go, finally. And I know it affects later on when you're going and making certain plot decisions. It affects who will be, you know, getting their loyalty hit by what. But still, there's only one character that's ever gonna drop low enough to the point that anyone would really care. And I don't even know if they'll survive this round or the next fight. So we'll see. So hang on, I gotta step away again for just a moment. Alright, let's get this thing done. So, 2 more pew-pews on use. Yeah. If I can recruit that knight, that'd be handy because they've got a nice shiny sword on them. So, let's go for that one first. We'll go ahead and heal up these guys so they're not getting injured. Probably put them out of the fight for the time being. I do like that, unlike FFT, you do actually get full control of your units as soon as they're hired. They will immediately follow your orders. Instead of wandering around, makes bulk recruiting a lot easier. Especially because they're not going and they're like, oh yeah, I have friggin' 2 health, let me go ahead and charge them. Because I don't have a healing move, so I don't have to worry about staying healthy at all. Ah, dang it. Would have been perfect. Oh, friggin' well. Where's Denam at? And what's his movement like? Yeah, he can get to her. There's no other ways for... yeah. You just go over here for now. Go ahead and pew-pew this one. You, I guess, just go over here, try to cherry tap her a little bit. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Couldn't have expected that to go any better. Didn't even get a poison off, which is exactly what I wanted. Join us. Give me your fancy sword. Sanch recruited. And then this last one. This guy must feel like an absolute dick. Or must just feel really ripped off. Because he paid all these people. Like, he's a mercenary, so he paid all of them to come here. Every single one of them's like, no, they're gonna pay us absolutely nothing. They're just super friendly and we want to join them. It's like, what the hell did I pay you for? Like, I can be friendly, why didn't you join me? Oof. Goodbye, Eshiba, who apparently cannot leave a single fight standing. Oh well, we're gonna go for recruiting that lizard, and then just call it a day there. Okay, you guys need to start working on taking out Zapan, who's a friggin' extreme man-beast at this point. And then the healers should be able to just stand still the rest of the time here. Take a little scratch off him. No. We can finish off this one. So that right there is a good example of how the damage threshold type situation works. Basically, once they get past a certain point, they end up getting all their bonus damage off their weapon. So I've been specifically told, like, okay, stop referring to it as armor piercing because it's not exactly how that works. Here we go, 77%. Fantastic. This guy was ready to defect the moment he saw us. But yeah, so it's not like a full-on, you know, they've got friggin' 4 armor, this weapon does 1 armor pierce kind of thing. But it's similar. Like, it's got a relatively similar mentality behind it. Wherein it basically works that if your attack score gets past their defense score, it's not exactly a 1-to-1, but that's when you get all your bonus damage, which is, you go over to your stats. Like, this thing does whatever's left over from its attack value after defense, plus 13% on top of that. So, that kind of thing. That's how it ends up going up from like 15 to 50 as soon as they end up getting through. But there's a whole bunch of steps in that calculation, and there's a whole bunch of extra complications, and there's all kinds of stuff, because, you know, it's a friggin' Matsuno thing, and they could never do anything simply, so of course, everything's got to be all crazy complicated like. It's funny, there was a discussion not that long ago, just, well, several discussions all over the place regarding OB64. Just like how many different steps it takes to its calculations. It's like, it has to calculate the, well, in all of them, quite frankly, it has to calculate the type of ground they're standing on, their weapon power, their elemental affinities, you know, how good they are at those respective affinities, you know, what the weather's like, what's their defenses, the defense of their opponent is like, their elemental affinities, you know, their friggin' luck that day. Just like, there's so many friggin' calculations that I tend to oversimplify it just because how else are you going to go through that? Right, so we get some free Beast Tamer training out of it. this is actually one of the reasons why I didn't really turn anyone into a beast tamer yet. You know, you can just hire the class and get some free training out of them that way. But once you get somebody past level 4, that's generally the point where they can start becoming reasonably useful for light units, and then for heavier units, ooh, it's all the helpers. We got all the dudes. Might even have a full party before the end of Chapter 2. Alright, so we can probably go ahead and, do you have any skills worth saving? Not really. Alright, Tristan, whatever, you are just in the corpse pile. Sanch, what's your story? You've got Rampart, you've got Divine. Have you actually learned for Divine? Okay, Awaken and Innervates. And yeah, despite having Rampart Aura, she does not... Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Phalanx. Okay, yeah, no, she's definitely one of the more useful knights right now. What's your skill set like? Just fists? Alright, we're probably gonna... we're gonna leave you. What's your story? You can be a berserker, and I'll probably go for that. Just hammers and just axes. Lizard Zerkers. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. TK, what's his story? He comes in with Rampart Aura, comes in with axes. I kind of wish he was a two-hander. Whatever, we'll get dark for him, though. We don't really have any dark stuff to teach him, but I just want him to have it. Alright. Now, he can only use two-handed axes, so he's got to be at level 4 to even be useful. We'll give him a broadsword for now, even though he doesn't have the skill for it. Give him one of these, give him one of these, you know. Generally simple type stuff, but what I really want him for is here. So, Demon's Pact. So we'll pick that up later. So, Demon's Pact, Fearful Impact, both of those are going to be very useful. Just because Demon's Pact allows you to recruit Umbra units, which are very, I would argue the best berserkers. Like, if lizards are the more defensive option, they are the more offensive option. But the thing is, they do so by raising their strength, which in turn also increases their defense, which just leads to them turning into an absolute juggernaut as long as you keep a certain amount of TP on hand. As soon as they run out of TP, they are fragile and horrible and get completely murdered, but whatever. Now, moving on to Zaydmore. So this one is going to be a bit more of a mobile type of fight, so we're going to need all of our birds. This is actually why I wanted to hire so many early on. So let's get the full bird squad going. Beast Tamer guy, you're gonna just go to the back, because you're not gonna be super useful for this. The fight itself isn't super hard. It's really more so actually saving Aracel that's the issue. Alright, this guy does have some points, you know, What kind of weapons you got? We have any big beefy two-handers of some description. You know what, that broadsword? Yeah, give me that thing. Okay, Mr. Jellen's here. You're going to be that two-hander user. So this is the guy that I want to make into a swordmaster later. So that's what we're going to do. Have anything? Chosses are fine. Okay, so he's going to be a flying heavy, kind of. You're going to be a flying heavy, definitely. You're here for XP. We'll need 2 healers, just for the hell of it. We'll need... I want to say Eshma's probably a good choice here, so we'll bring her in. We'll bring you in to go deal with the golem that's going to be on the right, and probably want some fencers in here. Which one do I want to bring? Actually, you know what? I think I maybe want a caster in here. Yeah. Then the caster can run up and just slow everybody, so we'll go with that. I think that works out pretty alright. Alright, long story short, go fight Vance. funny because he becomes a major player in law, but he's basically nothing here. Alright, she got her first hit. Perfect. Alright, so birds, they're just flying straight the hell up. So they're gonna attack directly, trying to deal with this guy a little bit, but the odds are pretty low. Healers are gonna support as best they can. Gremlin's gonna be a bit of a thorn in our side for a while, but it'll be dealt with soon enough. Thing is, we have rain on top of the fact that it's marshland. I believe rain somewhat amplifies the effect of marshland tiles. I don't know for absolutely certain, but it does seem like you can move more on a clear day. Doesn't matter too much. Don't worry about it. Alright. So what I need is... Yeah, please dodge that, thank you. If I can get up there, the absolute ideal... Yeah, get a little bit of damage spread around everywhere. One of their fairies can heal, I know that much. So they're going to go ahead and try to heal. If they can potentially be pulled away from the front and have their back facing Aerosol, that would potentially open up the option for her finishing off their healer early on into the fight. And I want to do all this also to hopefully get some heavies into the middle before the golems get there. So as long as they don't get area control first, then we'd be able to, well, we'd be able to get a bit better mobility against their golems and that kind of thing. Potentially take care of them earlier on. Dealing with the knights, not as much of a possibility, but we'll see what kind of options present themselves there. Please bind. Right. Oh wait, right. Coster's the one that's just here. Ah, dang it, he's just here for XP. There we go, perfect. Now just deal with this archer. So he comes to try to deal with the archer. Yeah, Vance is moving on to the middle instead of going after Aerosol. That's... okay, that was extremely lucky. So what he used there was a Bind Shackle Stop, each one with a 40% chance to hit, and usually you end up seeing 2 out of 3 of those hit, despite the odds. But yeah, no, in that case it was definitely far better than that. So I feel like we've gotten enough map control now where Aerosol shouldn't be in danger. We should be able to heal her up, worst case scenario. And we have relatively good control over who can go where. So let's see, let's have you move forward. Want Scrooge in the middle. Please finish. Again, incredibly low odds of that actually hitting, but still worth a shot. Alright, Canopus is gonna go over here and serve as a little bit of a distraction. Again, low armor, has regeneration, has high dodge, so he should be able to serve that role pretty well. Overall, the goal in most scenarios is just going to be to cause them to waste their moves as much as possible. Dang it. It was unlucky. Just plain unlucky. As was that. But at least he didn't get his stun off, so we're still fine there. Yeah, we gotta deal with that frickin' fairy. I was really hoping that Spellblade would be able to take care of the archer. Then we can move forward and deal with some other stuff. But such was not the case, it would seem. I just want to point out here, despite the fact that the Beast Tamer in the back is unarmed, he still technically has some reasonable armor on him. So that's the reason why they're not targeting and one-shotting him, because he, again, his any armor at all will still provide a reasonable amount of protection. So it's not like he's just wearing nothing like it would have been in vanilla. So you move up. What are we doing here? I need you to take out this guy, please. You need to stop missing him. So our accuracy is going to suck, just because ranged units are completely nerfed by the rain, and all melee units are completely nerfed by the swamp tiles. So very few of them. If you end up, I should probably show this off, but if you look at the bottom, that's basically how much accuracy bonus you're getting from that particular tile. So, like for example, it's 20% better footing on that tile. On regular grass, it's like, I think it's also 20 or 25 for the standard grass. Each of these swamp tiles is 0 and 5, so you can get a sort of okay shot if you're standing in the swamp, and then if you're standing in the water, you just get 0, 0. So there's that. Okay, can you end this guy now, please? He's not a huge threat, it's just the fact that he's doing damage wherever he wants to. It's causing me a bit of trouble here. Okay. Buster, you stay there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So at this point, Canopus should be able to move in and axe her. Yeah, Aircel is still perfectly safe, doing whatever she really wants to do up there. And decided to come into healing range finally, so that's good. There's nobody I terribly want to recruit in this fight, though it would have been nice to have that fairy. I don't think I have anybody with faith. Wait, do I? Do you have that? I think one of my clerics had it. Somebody had Faith Act, I think. No, wait, I think they had Sacred Pact or something. Oh well. Oh well. We'll get one another time. Yeah, fairy units, despite being physically weak, are just really, really, really good healers. Okay, what do I want to do here? Definitely go for the axe. Oh, perfect. Go for more Huapongo. Make sure that no arrows are going to take him out. Okay. Now, all he can really do is slow, but he can get 100% slow off on this guy. So that golem is now more or less irrelevant for the purposes of this fight. He's already pretty slow, and he's slowed on top of it. So he falls into the category of who friggin' cares anymore. And I'm still probably gonna try to beat him down in order to get some stuff out of him. Like a big old rock-based pinata. It's probably not the best for taking care of your bats that way, but it's something that can be done. Longbow, perfect. I can upgrade one of my archers. Unfortunately, we still don't have the materials to make any siege bows. And down the line, that's what I'm going to want for my archers. I know for a fact that I'm not going to give them any decent armors. Well, pretty much at all. Okay. Aegis on you, I think. But yeah, I'm expecting to kind of cheap out on the armors as far as my archers go. Primarily for the purpose of making sure that others can have some. But if I can get siege bows, that means they can stay well out of range. So that's kind of the plan there. They're going to fire slower, but it doesn't matter all that much. There we go. Let's just have you attack. I know it's not terribly good for Chaos Frame or anything else that I'm going through and fighting everyone. But again, bear in mind that I am recruiting a bunch of units, so that should hopefully be boosting stuff that way. And honestly, Chaos Frame doesn't really matter other than maybe recruiting a couple units. We're going to see Aircel drop down to 10 loyalty later on, but other than that, I really don't expect the loyalty system to come up very much. Usually when you end up actually seeing it happen, it's after you've taken so many losses over and over and over and over and over that it's getting a bit ridiculous. That actually happened during my no skill run of the original game, wherein I was just going and taking so many losses so often that people were actually defecting. That was the first time I'd ever actually seen that mechanic in play, because despite how badly several challenge runs before I'd gone, it never got that bad. It also doesn't help that almost everybody was essentially a Bakram unit, which were hired to fight other Bakram units. So their loyalty tends to drop like a rock as soon as they're fighting people from their own home. So don't make them do that, is the main takeaway there. Yeah, we basically have the fight at this point. I don't think we even have a risk of anyone taking an injury right now. I'm actually surprised. It's been a whole... however the hell long it's been. Nobody's even asked what the actual challenge is about. I wonder if it's all the same people from before. I don't know, because nobody's talking. There's like a bunch of people in there, but nobody's saying anything. How's it going, peoples? Why are you not saying stuff? What's that all about? You know, silent mutant stuff. There we go. That out of the way... Is that one of their guys? No, that's one of our guys, right? Yes. Okay. Go after you. Yeah, you go after this heavy guy. Funny part is, despite the fact that he has a two-hander, that broadsword may have been pretty good for breaking through armor in the early game, but at this point it definitely starts dropping off. Again, anything past the level 4 mark is what we really need, because like a heavy axe breaks their armor just fine. Broadsword, not so much. The thing is only meant to last for so long. Yep. A little bit of a free recruit experience. And I still haven't remembered to go and resort my my dang spells here. Keep having to go down to the bottom of the dang list. Please don't get knocked out. Crap. Oh well. Ew, well, what can you do? Not very much, it would seem. Please kill Fairy, thank you. Please snipe Fairy. Yes, I know, you don't want to die, so snipe Fairy. Dang it! You just keep getting friggin' lucky save rolls here. The plus side is that Fairy has a chance, I believe, to drop either monster ingredients, some light equipment, or their healing abilities. So that's why I'm repeatedly going for them. Their healing isn't really a huge threat at the moment, but that's kind of the thing there. Right, I think we want to go ahead and heal Aerosol up a little bit now. A little bit of Dust Devil action. Bunch of Fairy. That's getting to be a little bit problematic. So yeah, we're kind of getting to the point where I guess I have to use an actual item on her. And yeah, we're very limited on healing items. I know I bring this up, well, I brought this up both times now. But yeah, healing items in general are just going to be very hard to come by, especially up until we unlock crafting after this. And even after then, it's just going to be, you know, just the odd drop and certain bits of ingredients that'll come up. So once we get those ingredients, you know, we can maybe make some basic stuff. The advanced stuff will be quite a bit harder to come by. Just wanted to see which way that guy was facing. Aegis on you. Must target allies. Oh, that's weird. Mr. Rakes, fix please. So yeah, you can't target guests, apparently. Like, I know she's a neutral, but it feels like... Definitely feels like she should be able to be getting an Aegis there. Ah, dang it! It's Fairy. Fairy just won't die. And now they're going and healing other units too. Come on! Yeah, this is why I decided to do that Fairy run. Because as weak, or as physically weak as they are, like, god dang, they can be really resilient when they want to be. Like, it's funny, during the OB64 run recently, there was essentially a question after the last episode of how exactly it happened, that the fight was almost no issue, that a bunch of people were telling me about there. It's funny, it was originally one guy, and then it became like 3 people who were like, how the hell did this happen? is yeah, they have this surprise moment where they come in with a bunch of over-leveled units, and they're like, yeah, look at these big scary monstrosities. And apparently they become regular units down the line or something. But as I understand, they had the potential to one-shot any of the characters that I had, and instead they just crazy high dodge kept kicking in. So every time they attacked, they missed. Oh man. And there was even a joke going into the whole thing, like, oh yeah, you know, just watch. By some miracle, this ends up being a complete non-issue. Because apparently there was a thought that it was going to be the thing that ended the run. And yeah, apparently it did turn out to be a complete non-issue. Because yeah, they dodged everything at first, and then they just spent the rest of the time napping for some reason. It's unclear how that happened, but I can't complain. Oh, hello there, Rix. Let's see, it's fine. The enemy of your enemy isn't necessarily an ally. This is one of those fights where you wouldn't control a guest if that ever gets done. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Figured it was worth a go. I kind of wonder, like, how they, how the ability works, like, in real time kind of thing. Like, I just figured it was something like, hey, you know, stop sucking so bad, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna try real hard now, and then they get all friggin' inspired and crap, and, you know, something like that. Something like that, and then they just regenerate wounds, because that's how inspiration works. But, yes! Okay, see? See, this friggin' fantastic drop right here. Friggin' boon of swiftness, major heal, perfect. So whoever I... Okay, so we're gonna have to switch one of the fencers over to Divine, then. Have them learn boon of swiftness, since that's it's now a fencer thing. Again, when I'm referring to fencers, I mean spellblades. Just whatever. Please join us so we don't have to fight you. Hang it. Whatever. See in the vice fight afterwards, you control her? Gotcha. Is that looking likely, by the way? Like, is that a mechanical thing, or just a... who knows if it'll happen kind of thing? Out of curiosity. Gots to wonder. That's to do the whole thing with the confusion of the brains and all that kind of such stuffery. Such stuffery. I need to make a t-shirt out of that. Wouldn't even be the dumbest thing I own, quite frankly. I kind of have a... I think everyone in my family knows me as somebody that collects really dumb things. Like, one year my brother literally just got this book called the Book of Completely Useless Information. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just random trivia for stuff so specific it could never possibly be useful. Let's see, pretty much Aegis is a morale ability, and that wouldn't work if you don't trust the user. Fair enough, fair enough. That'd be kind of hilarious if it, like, had a chance to hit or miss based off loyalty. Like, if you have a bunch of units that hate you, suddenly they don't want to regen anymore. It's like, oh man, I can't stand this guy. How am I possibly going to regenerate for them? Which seems to sound weirdly dirty. Why does that sound weirdly dirty? Ah, god dang it. Every friggin' movement I make, all of a sudden, end up getting covered in more wires. I hate when that happens. Right. Still go down over there. That guy's about to bleed out. Are you one of the ones worth saving? Yes, you are. Okay. Actually, he's a birdman. Of course he's worth saving. Gotta save all the birdmans. It's basically just anybody that is a frontline human character that I'm not gonna bother going in and recovering because we are getting those, like, friggin' fruit flies. So, don't have to worry about losing them too much. Right. Yeah, every time I see Vance, it makes me think of the Lance Vance dance. I don't think he's as much of a traitor, though. This guy, so that you can potentially move in and do some more useful stuff elsewhere. Wow, sweet 2 damage you got there. Yeah, that is... that's not great. Let's go ahead and drop this on somebody. Let's see. Expect guest control to be possible, just have to find where it is. Gotcha. Well, hopefully it is. That stuff would be really darn fun. And it might potentially give the ability to turn off Castro's healing without Also turning off her offense. I like to think we just ran up and hit her over the head with a rock. Let's top you off. I'm kind of starting to feel bad for Esheva over here. I mean, she's basically been carrying several fights, but just keeps getting knocked out from the effort. I think I might save her just because how well she's done. Because I think she's only survived, what, like... Hell, I don't think she's made it through one of her fights now that I think about it. Well, freaking dang it. Alright. Over here, launch a bit of a berserk. Attack you from behind this way. Ah, dang it. It's like, oh yeah, you think that's smart? I'm just gonna go ahead and block it anyway. What you get? Probably would have finished him too. Or for those meddling block rates. Please don't. Okay. Okie dokie dokie. Mr. Coster, you go hang out in the back of the map and just sit there forever. Oh, by the way, Breaks, random question. What would it look like? So, you know the treasure hunt skill? What would it look like if everybody ended up just getting that innately? Like, is that a thing that could happen? Like, do you think that could work for some stuff? So I was just thinking, like, I have a couple of characters that I end up going and putting it on pretty regularly. It's just, I kind of wonder what that would look like, you know? Like, at least until stuff's redone. I think the only difference is you end up picking up stuff like ores instead of picking up healing leaves. Stuff like such sort of thingy. Yeah, I'm speaking like a real human being today. Definitely not brain dead whatsoever. But yeah, then again, thinking is for dumb people. Why would you ever do that? Don't think. Thinking is bad. Yeah, I think Esheva's getting saved here. She's just tried so hard, you know? Been going through, and she's just really been giving it her all. And it's just not enough, unfortunately. And you do... Let's see, sure it would be possible directly, just remove the skill and replace the treasures with something else. Yeah, true. I mean, wouldn't it kind of simplify the process doing it that way? Because all things considered, like, as I understand what they were going for, because they obviously wanted to put move find item into the game. But it always kind of struck me as a, like, let's put an FFT thing in here, just to have an FFT thing in here. Don't know if others saw it the same way. It's just like, in either version, I've never really used it unless there's really literally nothing else to fill the skill slot. Because, well, I don't know, throughout the whole rest of the series, it's just never really been a thing. Like in KOL especially, you would find stuff all the time, and it was just a really big pool of items that you could find. Like, I think one of my favorite ones was that early on you had a Fort Formado or whatever it was. And yeah, you had this little opportunity there where you could, you know, you walked into this one tile that was nearby the stairs, and you got, like, either a healing leaf or whatever else, or you could get a spear way early. And, you know, it wasn't anything that was breaking the game or anything, but you just got a spear a chapter early, and it was really nice. Or, you know, you got a thrusting sword or something like that, and I don't know, that's just the best way to sum it up. It was nice. It was just nice to be able to have anybody go up there without really needing to put the extra effort to get that skill. Okay. See, it kind of existed in the SNES version. Low luck was your treasure. Well, yeah. I guess fair enough. I think that's the way it worked in KOL too. There's like some kind of biorhythm mechanic. I never really understood the biorhythm mechanic. Like, I went and I read guides and everything else on it. No idea what the hell they were talking about. But it was just some kind of like up and down thing for every single day. I think it's just daily luck. That's how that ends up finally panning out. Alright. I need to stop losing important units here. I'm over here rambling on and on and on, and not finishing the fight. Yeah, you just go ahead and take this card. Alright. But yeah, so it was nice. I think luck still kind of plays into it, though. Because, I mean, obviously the luck skill has to do something. And, I don't know, at least in my opinion, in many ways, it seems like they did remake the original and then put the MMO stuff in there, I think. At least, that's what it always seemed like to me. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that. We'll say I'm not super technically knowledgeable about it. At least not on this one. That is to say, knowledgeable about the technical mechanics about a lot of things. Not so much, you know, knowing the game, more or less. I feel like at this point, most of the actions don't really require much of a thought. It's just, you know, you kind of just know what options everybody has, and then you do the one that makes sense. It's nice. We'll say a little while ago, I was watching a few people attempt the mod for the first time and just kind of seeing how folks were doing. And specifically, there was one instance wherein somebody had mentioned that they didn't like going through and checking all the different units. And, you know, honestly, I almost never end up actually checking the units with the mod. Like, every now and then I'll go see what kind of armor somebody has, but as far as skills and whatever else, it's just, it never really comes up as a thing. Which I found hilarious, because you end up doing that all the time to go figure out who has the friggin' annoying moves in the original. It's a pretty annoying problem. Let's see. It does seem that way. There are quite a few leftover mechanics that aren't doing much. Yeah, you know, I never was able to find out if they changed directors or something partway through. Because what happened, you know? Like, from the interviews that I saw, it seemed like they did just a flat remake. And then they went to the Japanese forums for the original. They're like, okay, you know, what kind of cool stuff do you want to see? And that's where we got stuff like saving Prego Lady and things like that. And then, presumably, corporate stepped in and they're like, no, but copy FF11 or something? And I guess they maybe did that at that point? Like, maybe they felt it needed more? Or maybe somebody felt that it somehow wasn't enough, you know, return value or something like that. They're like, let's give it the most return value any game has ever friggin' seen. and yeah, make the game like a decade long. That's a plan with no problems whatsoever. Alright, come on, do you want to join us now, buddy? 42%? Whatever. You're probably gonna get killed off by Cashway here. Or not. Or not. She doesn't like doing what I think she's gonna do. It's like the plot thinks she's gonna go do something reasonable, and then she just, like, betrays everyone for no reason. There's that. There's that. But yeah, I will say on the note of different versions and different things, it made me insanely happy to no end recently. Wherein I was going through OB64, and I'd been going and looking at Chronicle Valeria for a good long time. So it's like the big mod for the original SNES version, but unfortunately it doesn't have an English version. But they ended up going and they just like put in all the series mechanics in one game, which looked really cool. Like it seemed like it worked together pretty darn well. But yeah, like they added in the new characters from the PSP game. They went in. They added day and night mechanics from the OB games. They added in like a full proper Chaos Frame system and stuff like that, and loyalty actually mattered. And if you did too many grind fights, people got pissed, and then certain classes were locked off, and you ended up getting more enemies than you wanted to, and they ended up getting more reinforcements because there were more people against you, and there was just all kinds of cool stuff. Like, impossible amounts of stuff in there. But anyway, so my point being is, But one of the things that kind of confused me about it is because they had fencers. And for the longest time I was looking at those and I'm looking at their hats and like, this has to be somebody's like, I just went and, you know, researched Japanese stuff for 5 seconds and I have to make everything Japanese now kind of thing. Just because I was looking, you know, they've got the skirt, they've got the helmet, you know, they're trying to be like budget samurai kind of things. And, you know, I thought that's exactly what that was. So playing through OB64 for the first time, and it's like, yeah, no, that's actually one of the classes in there. And it's your discount swordmaster. And it's like, yes, can't believe it, that's an actual thing. Somebody actually did that. So, was insanely happy to see that there, even if I'll never be able to play that mod. But oh well. Ooh, we got a helmet. Sweet, got a helmet. Alright. Sparky Speary. Go. Dang. Not doing very much to advance at all. Alright. But yeah. Point being, you know, there was cool stuff there. And I think point is now made. Alright. Yeah, considering I expected to knock out these golems early, can't help but notice that they're still around. Reach. Good. Now you go Horpongo yourself up here. Definitely nothing dirty sounding about that. Hello again, Mr. Cow. How are things? And stuff and such type situations. Let's get rid of you. Dang rock monsters. Come on. How much punishment can you really take? Quite a fair amount, actually, is generally going to be the answer on that one. I know Donalto might get knocked out here. Not terribly fussed about that. Yeah, we should have more than enough time to finish pulling this off. Yep. Yeah, definitely emphasis on the might, definitely not on the dead. And yeah, the only reason I'm actually finishing these guys off right now is for their loot. This is a very loot-heavy run, so despite the fact that we got more stuff than we could ever possibly dream for over the course of this fight, we're still going to keep trying for more. Go ahead, Mother's Blessing you. Get yourself healed up. We'll say if there's one thing that the clerics are currently overpowered on, it would just be their general resilience. Though personally, I really like the way that they're handled at the moment. Because yeah, they have almost no offensive potential, but they're still able to hold their own pretty darn well. Sandstone silvers could be useful later. Gemstones will be very useful. Gemstones are the main thing I'm going for off the golems. Just because those do take a bit of resources that I may not potentially have later in order to actually make. Okay, Vance. Yeah, Vance is one of the tougher ones to fight. His vitality is pretty reasonably high. Seems much weaker to blunt stuff, or rather, what am I saying, pierce stuff? I don't know, he's weaker to something. I'm just rambling right now. Okay. Let's get Canopus healed up. I think you should be... No, he's not exactly ready. I've been using Horpongo on him every time, so he doesn't have the actual points to go and use one of his finishers. Hammer you. Get a little bit of cutting on you. Love how the discussion of Emo Magnus ended up coming up from OB64 recently. It's like he has this whole speech where he's like, I used to hate everything! Somebody was suggesting that we need to put a scene in the back of that of just like crawling in my skin playing. I think that's the name of the song. I don't know. It's the one that like friggin' every emo ever listened to. Which is funny because I used to have one that lived as a kind of like a house guest sort of situation when I was growing up. And man, that was the epitome of that stereotype. Like, we're talking friggin' 3 AM, and all you hear is that friggin' song. So goddamn loud. Like, literally the walls would shake at some of the bass parts. So I went and complained several times, like, you know, I can't friggin' sleep with this nonsense. I'm like, no. Mom's dating this douchebag's dad, so gotta just leave it. but this is complete bullcrap. Yeah, basically everything usually is. So that was, you know, not great, I'm gonna go with. So there we go. And have, if you may notice, I keep getting distracted here. So, I mention this a lot, but the neighbor's kid, like one of our neighbor's kids, super loud, but through a wall sounds very similar to mine. So we keep going over and looking at our security camera thing here, just like, is that my kid? Is that my kid? Is he crying? Is he freaking out? Has he rolled over? Has he dropped his passy? What's going on here? And it's like, no, that's their kid screaming through the wall like they do seemingly 24/7. You'd almost think that place was haunted from how regular that is. I don't know why anybody hasn't gone up and, I don't know, dealt with them? Seen what's wrong? Maybe figured out and tried to help or something? Who knows? Anyway. And that last night I'm not too terribly fussed on, but I want to get Vice, or not Vice, but Vance down to critical. Let's get Minerva here cut down a little bit. Oh, speaking of Minerva, by the way, after this, whether this run succeeds... Oh, crap. What the hell is she wearing? Interesting. How high is her... She must be naturally gifted towards vitality or something. What the... do I see her base stats? Yeah, Vit 67. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why she's got such... Oh, she must just have really good slash defense or something. Let's see, does this line up in some weird way? No. Slash defense is low, slash defense is decent, and high on that. Yeah, I don't know why he does such low damage against her. That's odd. Usually I would expect that to be a bit higher. He's, under most circumstances, he's actually pretty consistent on damage. At least be doing something. I mean, he is using a hand axe, so there's that. It's honestly not that surprising it doesn't go through friggin' mail, but... Ah, dang it. Well, okay, we're not getting her loot, so much for that. Now, I just want to point out here, it doesn't quite spill on the ground, probably more like flows into the marsh, but whatever. He's one of those characters that I wish would show up as a random zombie. Surrender, Scrooge! Can't even accept the true meaning of Christmas. Here we are. Go ahead and skip through the rest of that. Yes, bandit marks. Okay, so we got bandit marks. We got a... What the hell? Okay, we got a Sealamite for some reason. I want to say Vance occasionally drops it. I think it's a... I don't know if it's a rare drop from him or something, because I definitely don't recall that being a constant thing. So yeah, that's something we can't even use yet, but definitely one of those items that's going to be amazing later on. I believe it's 20. Yes, it's 20. Alright, so that's the first crafting book available. I can't actually go back and craft, though. Again, as per the rules, I have to run forward. So, if there was a story objective there, I'd be able to go back. Oh, actually, there's something I meant to show off last time. I like to show this off nearly every time, but yeah, many folks will kind of bring up like, oh yeah, Ravenous just got shot and insta-died, and no, actually they didn't. They do end up dying from that shot, but they do actually get out of Bulma Musa and all that. They just don't have the medical care to actually save her. That's what ends up happening. Let's see, she just has high defense and he was attacking with a level 1 weapon. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, once he gets a battle axe or something, it'll be better. Because yeah, as was mentioned earlier, anything past level 4 will generally at least be able to do something, but all of the basic starter stuff is your only true trash equipment at this point. And yeah, she's pretentious even while dying. And yeah. I think they used this, and they have a thing, I wouldn't say they recycled bits of the effects of that scene for another one with a certain pirate. And another one with, what the hell? I don't know. I can't remember at the moment. Anyway, let's go ahead and save again for good measure. Now, at this point, you should be able to properly make use of Phalanx. We've already got Phalanx. Let's get Rampart. I'm gonna save getting Field Alchemy 1 on him until we can get to a crafting area. Let's give you one more slot. And there we go. Now you can use Phalanx. Uh... Alright, we'll put away counter hit for now for Rampadora. What else? Who's got points? Gearheart. You have Extend. No, but you do have Fey Pact. Good, good, good. Get rid of Augment Dark, and yeah. He's gonna be our Fairy Recruiter. I'm trying to think which fights have fairies coming up, though. I don't think Vice... Let's see, I know Vice has a... Let's see, Dragoon, Ogre... Ogres get Beast Tamer stuff. Beast Tamer didn't make it out of that fight, right? Yeah, no. Alright, he's gonna have to be in this next one. I don't think he'll end up getting enough points. So, yeah, he won't. Well, so much for getting an early Ogre. What else? What else? Spellblade, you can learn some stuff. Like Faded Circle, for example. Which might be all amazing and stuff. Alright. Yeah, come to think of it, I really might just want to switch Canopus over to a Heavy Axe build at this point. Yeah, probably. Either that or a Spear. Yeah, even the Spear won't do that much. Yeah, I'm gonna switch him over to Heavy Axe for now. Well, no, he's there for harassment, so no, it's fine. He is perfectly fine. Wait, we got a Defender's Ring? Where the hell did that come from? Who has it? Oh, these guys come in with it? Yeah, Aircell came in with it for some reason. Interesting. Okay, well, you don't need that. Actually, let's give you some gloves instead of that thing. Oh, wait, sorry. Throat's a bit dry. Happens to be. And the Defender Ring, I want to stick on you. There we are. Just give him a little bit of extra bulk, as well as these leggings. Give him a little bit of extra defense, so he can actually, hopefully, last now. That's what she said. Nothing new hammer-wise, except for this maul, which he can't use anyway. Alright, crossbow is going to be fine for a little bit. Let's see, who's got the better decks? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give this to Paige. Also swap her out for some gloves as well to try and maximize offense at this point. God dang, my dang dry throat. Okay, got some targes. Yeah, probably on him. Yeah, we got helmets. Get you guys all helmetated. Wait, do these guys get helmets? Yes. Okay, you know what? No. You go leggings, you go helmets. Here. Boost their vit a little bit. So now they're kind of standard pikeman builds. Gives us some chassis to work with. Interestingly, leather provides better defense. That's a little bit odd, but whatever. Right. Well, I guess you do get the health bonus out of that. Oh well. Oh well. Moving on. TK. I want him leveled up at some point, but not now. Alright, let's give you some chassis. Perfectly good with a hammer. Right. Anything I can give you. Shield and fist. Actually, it's perfect because it already matches his skill set. So he'll be in, he should be able to actually fight knights. Fine too. I think we're pretty much good to go here. Oh, except I want one of my healers to be learning some stuff. For example, you. Wait, they do get both of these. But I think they only... Whatever, he gets boom, she gets major. There we friggin' go. And let's go to Bordeaux. So we get one simple anti-ninja fight here. So Aircell comes in for free. We're also going to want 2 more longbow archers. Let's stick Voltaire. You're probably... Yeah, let's use Voltaire. We're going to want Berserk here on the left. Let's see. Who needs a level at this point? Definitely going to need this guy. Put you back here. Let's put you back here. But yeah, I think Mossy up in front, and then let's stick the last 2 slots for healers. Thing is, this fight only requires 1 guy to go down. And yeah, there's 2 units with tremendous shot that should be able to target him. And it would be raining, wouldn't it? Oh well. So we're not going for any recruits, we're not going for a beat all unless it's completely possible. I'm actually not going to bother with dragon units, I don't think. I mean, like, I might for the sake of getting resources. Actually, no, that wouldn't even make sense, because I can't really get anything out of selling them. Whatever, never mind. Never mind on that whole plan. Sit and sit and sit. 69 damage, har har. Alrighty. I was a little bit worried when I wasn't seeing the trajectory line. Thought I might be using the crossbow by mistake. It's funny because that's probably the best use of the trajectory line. Just, I mean, it's useful for tricky shots and things like that, but when you have situations where you're not really remembering which unit does what, like, oh yeah, that one's the one with the straight line, that's the one with the curved line. It's useful to have. Now I'm going to move Scrooge up here. Normally I want to go ahead and leave that specific tile open, but I want to test something real quick here. See if maybe, just maybe, we'll have some trickery. And that's usually why. So he hit his 28%, that's not great. Oftentimes what he'll end up doing is just running straight forward and going for the melee. But yeah, this time he did actually let his dragons move in and cover him. So it might be a little bit more difficult, but they don't exactly have a healing element, so not much worry there. Anyway, so on the left, you set up a sort of little defensive triangle, as it were. On the right, you can usually just swarm whoever doing whatever. And then in the middle, you usually just have 1 guy defending. So, okay. That's fine. Oh, by the way, Mr. Rex, quick question if you're still here. So, I was wondering earlier, as far as when you talk to somebody, like, is it actually their loyalty that's going up every time that you fail to talk to them properly? Because if it's their loyalty that's causing them to do that, by any chance does that also mean that you can raise loyalty by talking to your own units? Like, I know it's 0%, but it seems like it would mechanically do the same thing, right? Do you know if that's something that's in there by chance? I know it's something so specific that it probably never comes up, but figured I'd ask. Oh my god, this guy with his low percent hits. 28 and now with 30. Okay, you just keep sitting there. Occurs to me that I really should have had her using that staff earlier. So what I need is to be speeding up these healers. Oh well, oh well. Go ahead and drop a heal on you. Dropping a heal, dropping a heal. It also sounds like you're curb stomping somebody. go for practicing your talking skills, I guess. Not like he has anything better to do. That reminds me of that one Irish myth of somebody getting tied to a rock over there. He's all bound to something. I have to say Envenom is one of those abilities that I really would have thought the ninja would have as a active ability rather than an active one. Or rather than a move ability. Should have as an active ability rather than an active ability. Wow. That did the smart. Did use of brain parts. Yeah, I guess 0% means nothing this time. It means it's gonna hit every time. Every single time, guaranteed. Okay. Nothing really better to do than heal up Voltaire here. Perfect. I'm actually waiting to see that other archer get a turn because I want to compare damage. So the warbow did, what was it, 27? Longbow does 37, so it's not the hugest difference in the world. Still a very nice upgrade. Alrighty then. Yeah, he's doing this fight very differently this time. So that's good to know. Also, the weather appears to be murdering the frame rate, as it does. As it sometimes does, I should probably say. And yeah, this fight has gone completely haywire, so screw it. I guess we are going to fight these dragons after all. You keep trying to convince this lady to join. Maybe she will. Come on, 13%? Basically guaranteed. Nope. Whatever. I'm not even going to check if I have a Farron bolus, because in this case, it's not really dangerous enough to the point where I really want to use an item like that. I know they're going to be pretty rare. I know I'm going to need to probably be spending a lot of resources to actually make those things later. But yeah. Definitely not the time just yet. Hopefully both the knights end up getting free here. If that's the case, they can just run up and corner Genzo, and then they can worry about attacking anybody else. I don't need heals as much as we need damage here. Perfect. One more axe hit will finish that dragon off. And he's going to go for 2 non-fighters, so not even an issue. Can do nothing. You continue doing nothing. Forgot about the item birdie. Now, okay. Have you got your points? Yes, you've got your points. Tell me what you can do to this guy. Just 28. Not exactly ideal. What is he wearing? That's probably the question. Probably just got leader stats. Yeah, he's oh, he's got a ring of vigor, that's why. So he's gonna be a little bit more difficult to take down due to that. By a little bit, I mean a lot. Whatever. Start pecking at him. Let everybody else get as many boots as they can, and then in the meantime, they can just peck away at that guy, so if we absolutely need to end the fight, we can. Continue doing nothing. I'm amazed how long this bind is lasting. Yes! Fantastic. So that's basically a free kill by just talking to somebody. That's the way it's done. It makes me think of the Darkest Dungeon guy, like, yes, this is how life is taken, slowly, gently. Or however exactly that went. He was talking about poison, which definitely didn't seem gentle in that game, but whatever. Works. I know I'm gonna hit my own guys, but screw it. I was hoping he'd get a crit. You're the one with the area heal, aren't you? Well, let's go ahead and have you area heal then. The only reason I gave her the area heal instead of Donaldo Just because I want to spread out skills between them, so I can dedicate one person to one task, one to the other. On top of that, it also creates a situation where I can identify them easier, just because she looks like a healer from KOL, so I would more likely recognize her as that one that does an area heal. But anyway, random explanation that nobody asked for. Please stun, no stun. How are you still bound? They just straight up break your legs entirely. These guys both just saw it in half, and they're just dragging their torsos around talking to people. That'd be the worst sales call ever. Like, hi, I'm in terrible pain. That friggin' lost both my legs, but would you like to go buy this bathtub? You know. Assist us, finish him. But you know, finish him. Okay. And I wish Cokes worked for dragons. It's a shame to hear that it's actually not possible. I really wish it did. It'd be so nice. Like anything with scales just automatically knows. Okay, please don't crit this time, but do hit. Thank you. Please join us. Join us in taking on your friends. Oh, maybe that wasn't a very good sell. Also, I find it funny that in this fight, Airsil does regularly actually go up there and try to hide. Not any of the other times, but no, this time she actually knows how to take cover. I think she knows how to properly hide as an archer, or probably the best example is her during the city fight in Law. She's like, oh yeah, no, the ultimate self-preservation instincts, I'm just gonna stand right in front of everybody. No way this could ever possibly go wrong. Windworm Mark, not exactly the drop I was hoping for. I'm gonna get some Dragon Teeth. I don't really expect to use Dragon Teeth for a very long time, but if I could get them now, that would potentially save some headache later. We'll see when we get there, though. We'll see when we get there. Offer the pizza. You know, funnily enough, it probably wouldn't even be that far off with some of the healing items. It's because there's already, let's see, a braised skewer, mollusk or steamed mollusk or something like that, dragon steak. I mean, I don't see why. What could it be, like ogre pizza? I don't see why not. Poison, please. No poison. Why don't you do the things when I'm asking you to please do them? Oh well. So Genzo's almost gone anyway. Like once he basically ends the fight, so yeah, he's kind of scary just because he can do that. So he's got his summons very early on. He's got really strong summons, but still, he's still a little ninja guy. Yeah, all the leader ninjas are pretty terrifying at this point because they still retain. It's funny because everybody else got nerfed down to reasonable levels, but the leader ninjas, those are the ones that end up retaining the vanilla ridiculously OP summons, just because of their stats. So so yeah, they end up going completely vaporizing dudes with a single attack, as you do, I guess. Go pew that guy. If he doesn't join, he's gone. You have one chance and one opportunity. Now, one shot, do not miss your chance to not die. And now you can go attack this guy. Also, that lady whose flail we kinda sorta have over here, she's probably getting fired, and I'm taking that flail. Because I need my leader to actually do some, friggin' damage, so that'd be nice. Potentially have another birdie type situation over here. Ah, screw it, we're good on birds. Goodbye, bird. Or not. Or not. Apparently the game does not appreciate somebody trying to beat a bird with a stick. Wouldn't recommend that. 0 out of 10. Would not beat bird with stick again. Okay. Can you punch him? Poison? Yes, poison. Okay, so he's done for. Mr. Genzo can probably take one more hit. There. She's gonna get rid of that guy. I get rid of nothing. Funnily enough, we might be able to recruit that Beastmaster. Perfect. Got some loot out of that. Yeah, you know what, actually... Okay, you stand still for a moment, see if you can... Nah, he's out of range. I was gonna say it'd be really nice if they could recruit that guy. Because then that would essentially give double Beastmaster XP. Blessing, go for an AoE heal, though there's very little point to do so. But we've got the points, we've got the skills, why not? This fight is really well beyond again, just like the last one, well beyond one. It's just kind of a victory lap at this point. Go ahead and see how much crap we can actually get out of it. Alright. So there was a guy that was actually suggesting to do a rock-only run, and I'm actually considering it. Oh, actually, wait a minute, I just noticed, I forgot to mention earlier, I started talking about the mermaid run. So it turns out that that was a little bit easier to set up than I thought. So yeah, mermaid run for KOL, basically ready to go whenever, so whichever way this one ends up going, that one is able to go too. So in that one, there's also somebody wanted to see a rock-only run of One Vision. So that'd be fun to try. That one I probably won't go with an Ironman rule set, but I will probably... that's one of those ones that I do want to make sure to guarantee to get all the way through to the end. Just because I want to beat it with only throwing rocks. I feel like it's a good idea. You know, funnily enough, it might not even be the worst thing in the world, because if you can just boost their strength up really high, and then just give them, you know, throwing rocks, it might work pretty alright. TK's turn's coming up, whatever. Whatever. Not if he takes an entry, he takes an entry. He's one of those ones that's pretty easily replaceable. Or at least should be easily replaceable later. Again, just got him. Whatever. We'll get him out of here if we need to. Wait, Octo Run? I mean, possible. We need to see if Mr. Rakes can cook up a code for that one. I did already agree to do a Griffin run a while ago. Yeah, you know what, I think we'll just end the fight here. Or not. Dude says no. Sarah goes down. Alright, whatever, let's take a look at you. Are you anything special? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, whatever. He's just gonna take an injury. I know, you can fight again, it's fine. But yeah, are you asking for that Octo run so that you can do the schoolgirl and tentacle thing in the chat like 24/7? Out of curiosity. Seems possible. Seems possible. Right. You got a little bit more practice on your talking to folks. Yeah. Perfect. And we're done here. Struggling's too soon. All my sweet lasers. 5.0 Gryffindor. Maybe, maybe. Yes! Okay, we got the Ring of Vigor. That thing is ridiculously amazing. Join, sure. Yeah, it's almost gonna be time to start firing people soon because we've got so many. I mean, we can go... We've got 28. We've got room for 22 more. Who needs this bigger ring, though? Yeah, I think, Canopus. As if he wasn't amazing enough before. Do we have any kind of tier 2 weapons for you? Yeah, I'm gonna switch him over to fists, actually, instead of axes. Just so he can do some real damage. Fists, first of all. Skill slot, and what do we still got points for? Pretty much nothing. I'm gonna keep axes on there because anytime he gets hit with an axe, he'll level us up. So, maybe not super likely, but still pretty good. What else? What else? Then we got a bunch of new classes, so we're probably gonna start speccing these guys into new classes. So, Sanch the Knight. Let's see, Strength, Dexterity. I think I want to go Rogue on you. I do want fighter preference rogues, if at all possible. Can you become a rogue? Hell yeah, you can. Flying Rogue Squad, call it Rogue One. Yeah, these two. They're gonna become rogues. Rogues. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we'll figure that out. Probably go short bow harassment rogues for now. Like that kind of setup. And then I'm probably going to go crossbow on the ground-based rogue. Switch you out for crossbows. Probably switch all the archers back for longbows now. This will make sense in a little bit. Because yeah, she's only used that thing exactly once, so... If we need more archers, we don't have that. Oh, she wasn't even using the skill. How about that? Good job, genius. Way to not even bother. Way to do everything wrong. Way to do... That is everything I do in a nutshell. And we're gonna put Bash right there. Rogue Squadron, good game. It is. Pretty darn great game. Okay. That should be that. Okay, and I think that's everybody set up for the moment, except for you. You need that flail. Which, unfortunately, Chicky is still using, so let's go ahead and get that from her. In fact, she's gonna go become a ninja as an excuse as to why she doesn't have that thing anymore. Let go, sweet berserk stuff you got going on there. It'd be a real shame if you became ninjas instead. The ninjas, I'm not too worried about their stats, because they're mostly going to be shutdown units, so whoever they are, they are. The first ones might die anyway, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Let's see, high evasion for slightly less defense, I'll take it. Alright. Yeah, so we should be all set up for now. I'm just setting... Hang on, I'm gonna go take a quick break here and be right back. Alrighty, sorry for the wait, that took a little bit longer than expected. Oh well. So, for now there's only Tynemouth, basically gonna be a bit of a fight there. Gonna be a little bit of a challenge. So, here's the deal. As far as all these different guys go, gonna need my tanks, gonna need my archers, and probably gonna need my casters to some degree. Is there anything new they can learn, actually? Got fire, lightning. Probably a good idea to have a... Probably want to get a water caster. Any of you good at that? Actually, she is. Really make her a caster, though. What a bummer. You know what? Actually, she'll make a good ninja, though. Probably a pretty good plan there. Might be a pretty good caster ninja. So we've got 3 of them now. So she's going to be the last... Well, she's going to be the first one, I think. Now, archer-wise, let's pop you in with the other archers. There we go. We've got 4 longbows done now. Pretty much good to go. Up you guys more up front here. Up you over here. Now, Foster can... Well, he doesn't exactly... He is just short of being able to use his recruit skills, unfortunately. Oh well. Oh well. If he had survived that other one, he'd be good to go. So I think we're good to go at this point. Hopefully we're good to go. One last pass to make sure I have skills on everybody. That I have all their points spent. You need to learn something. Phalanx would be good, but it's not a good idea right now. Rampartora, yes, because I am going to be using both of them. So there we go. Rampartora on you. Got a bunch of points. What about... Probably that. Get their MP going a little bit faster. And probably... That's interesting. Who the hell was able to learn Fey Pact then? Oh, okay. Wizards get Fey Pact, these guys get Divines. There aren't really any Divines early on. So that's not really gonna do us much good, but you can get Augment Light. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Slap that sucker on both of them. My almost dead Berserker. Maybe I can... I wonder if I can go 3 for 3 on losing a Berserker on this fight. That'd be worth doing. Oh, he's probably not even the one that I really want to use for this one. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so 2 knights in front. Denam can go back here because he's gonna get cutscene placed anyway. Let's put all the lizards and Berserker over here. I want the Berserker on the left. Actually, I want these guys on the right. Let's get multiple archers, so definitely at least Sarah and Aracel. Well, they're already in it, so let's get Isabella, I guess. And you. And then 2 healers. And then the entire fight will be everybody else holding off, while all the archers peck away at whoever they need to. Actually, you know what? Let's replace Sarah with Eshava, see if she can maybe survive a fight for once. Alright, let's do this. Is this party? Yes. Oh god dang it. Hang on, cat's getting into something. One sec. Alright, back again. Yeah, that was weird. Friggin' tiny cat got stuck in a plastic bag, decided to go running around like a dang maniac. Okay, so this is the first fight that probably, well, I guess the first of the recent fights that has a really reasonable chance of actually ending in a end of the run. So they get several hits right off the bat. It is an ambush map after all. On top of that, they have a wide variety of units. And on top of that, well, here's the thing. Oftentimes, having aerosol or not is what ends up deciding what ends up happening on this particular map. Namely, because of the fact that we have her, she basically gets a little bit of extra damage early on, and we have an extra archer throughout most of it, which is definitely very helpful to have. So if she died earlier, you are at a bit of a disadvantage on this map, which honestly I'd kind of like to see come up more often. You see it a whole lot in Chaos. I guess to some degree neutral later on. But yeah, you see it on this route a lot. You don't see it on Law as much, I don't feel. Now, the thing here, you can potentially get some free levels on the Dragoon if we hire them. But if you kill them off, you end up getting 3 Dragoon marks. It's pretty consistent that they end up dropping all of them. So that's something I'll probably consider doing. But, I mean, first order of business is going to be to try to hire them. Thing is, this party is not exactly built for area control. This is just kind of a blitz squad that's put together here to take out Vice. So what's going to happen, they are going to do their best to, you know, the frontline units are going to just do their best to hold. If they start faltering, we just go completely for plan B and just, you know, snipe Vice over and over and over. If they actually manage to hold out, then the plan will be to hire the Dragoon. That's the deal here. Yep. Now, he's actually going to drop a phalanx right there. That should give us a good bit of control. So the reason that I picked up phalanx for this fight is because you can really mess up their movement really, really well with it. They'll almost never use that top area. They usually come down to the middle. And yeah, Vice oftentimes will prefer to use crappy healing items as opposed to his attacks, which are the worst thing he can do. Because yeah, he can just about one-shot anyone, as he does, because he's a crazy assassin man. I don't think he can use his teleportation ability yet, so that's good. Gonna find that out in just a little bit. Yeah, I think down the line he's supposed to actually come in. Sneak attack? Yeah, so he can do a sneak attack, but he doesn't have whatever the hell it's called, Grim Reaper, I think it's called. So this is what the heavy was for on the right, to go deal with this dragon right here. Okay. Let's keep the healers topped off here, or just keep all the units topped off, really. So first things first, get rid of this. Sorry, I need to answer a message real quick. Oops. Okay. Just noticed I had a really stupid typo in that message. 1 second. You'll correct that. Friggin' eating, not wearing. There we go. Yeah, okay, it doesn't look like the knight came in with anything scary. She can come in with any one of her weapons. The sword variant is accurate, but generally less worrying than the other ones. Okay. So we got heavy, almost no % on that. For her. Thing is, they come in with several heavy units right down the middle. So the TK on the right might be something that we can sort of do something with. Stun would be ideal, but doesn't look like we're going to get it. Go for the maul. Dang. Yeah, Arisel's going to kind of go off and do her own thing here. Hang on just one moment. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it off here. Sorry. Stuff just came up here. Alright, gotta get going. Take care. Bye.